Hi everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to get rid of your food intolerances or your food tracks. I saw some of your comments where you tried to eat wheat or something and you still had a reaction. This has happened to me too, and I want to show you how I overcame it. And to kind of demonstrate this and prove that this works, I'm eating literal pizza, carbonara pizza for breakfast. There's like prosciutto and lots of cheeses and cream and eggs and standard modern wheat in it, all the, everything to make a holistic person's head spin off their neck. So first we need to identify like what are our food tracks, and it's something you get emotional about, negatively emotional about. So someone who has Crohn's who really blames food, if they walk by a McDonald's, they're going to get emotional. They're going to start judging the people inside there. They're going to start saying things like, "Oh, I can't believe the government allows junk food to be sold." They're going to start saying things like that. They're going to get angry. They're going to get upset. They're going to feel some sort of a negative emotion towards this place. I used to be really bad. If someone told me, one time I was living with my brother for a few weeks, and he asked me to pick him up some McDonald's for dinner for him, and it turned into this huge fight. And I was like, I can't believe it was absolutely ridiculous, the way how the whole situation unfolded. But I got emotional. Not only was there this food aspect, but now I just created like this other conflict relapse, this indigestible anger that, like, I can't believe my brother is so not intelligent enough to eat this food. That's how I used to operate. And how did I become super allergic to starch products? So I've had like Crohn's probably my whole life, as far as back as I can remember. My symptoms started to become worse in college, and this was because this is when I started running into relationship issues with women. And, I'm sure that fueled the fire for that. And, it's kind of just a stressful time in life in general. And I wasn't able to handle it well. And so my symptoms got worse and worse and worse. And then to deal with that, when the drugs didn't work, I started the specific carbohydrate diet. And on this diet, I did feel better. It's a super boring, bland diet. I don't wish that kind of torture on anybody. But literally after, a week, a month, maybe 2 months on that diet, when I tried to eat starches again, and the book tells you got to be on this crazy ass diet for like literally 2 years, and there's like no guarantee that will work. But after 2 or 3 months on the diet, I tried to bring in starches, and I violently reacted to them because now I had this crazy, psychotic, holistic mindset that all starches are the devil. And to make things worse, I got into the keto community, I got into the GAPS community, and I started really being a psycho nutcase about food. You need to take this pizza and fucking slap yourself in the face with it. You can eat this. How do we perceive this food as safe? How do we stop all the psycho, holistic, crazy nonsense? First off, we have to stop listening to the crazy, psycho, holistic people who are demonizing the air, they're demonizing the food, they're demonizing everything that isn't crystal clean. You can't listen to this crap. I imagine like this little, like you have the angel and the devil on your shoulder, and I imagine the devil on my shoulder going like, "You can't eat that, it's going to kill you, blah, 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 blah." Yet everyone on planet Earth is eating these foods and they're absolutely fine. It's not the food that's making you sick, it's the perception of the food that is making you sick. So how do you change your perception of these foods? One is changing your beliefs. How do you change your belief system? You listen to people who have fixed it. So listen to my channel, listen to other German New Medicine practitioners, Read learninggnm.com. Dr. Hammer said that the therapy is in the knowledge. The truth will, Jesus said the truth will set you free. When you understand what your body is really doing, you won't believe these lies, you won't believe these misconceptions, and you will no longer fear it. You'll no longer fear these foods. You fear these foods. That's why you become emotional about them. How do you convince these foods are safe? Jesus said I could eat this. Jesus said I could eat this. Mike said I could eat this. It's delicious. I used to eat this in the past. Everybody on planet Earth. I don't think people realize how emotional they get about certain foods. Take one of your holistic crazy friends and go sit down in a McDonald's for an hour. They sit in the seat. They're gonna be like, oh man, I'm not. How can they eat that? It's quite entertaining. Just walk them by a McDonald's and watch their head spin off. It is a good show, and I used to be the exact same way. And take this piece of pizza and just go, this is delicious. This is good for me. I know. I understand German New Medicine, and it explains how my body works. I understand that it's my perception. It is my perception of this food that is going to give me symptoms, and not the food itself. This food, this dead piece of food, it's dead, guys. It doesn't talk. I'm the one talking in this video. This is not an intelligent thing. The only thing that can tell my cells what to do is my brain. Repeat that out loud. Repeat that out loud. If you have this crazy holistic food mindset, only my brain can control my cells. Say it again. Only my brain can control my cells, not this piece of food. This food is not intelligent enough. Even if this is made out of GMO wheat, which I don't even think exists, and even though it has 69 chromosomes, I don't give a shit. This food is safe. You can eat this food, but you have to perceive it as safe. You have to understand the basics of German New Medicine. That's why I repeat it in every single video. What's happening is you are experiencing something that is hard to digest. Your body's going to help you by building extra gut cells to help you digest this indigestible thing in your life. It's controlled by the brainstem. It does not know the difference between things that are imaginary, pieces of food in your gut, and things, hard to digest things in your life. And when that thing gets resolved, we get rid of these extra gut cells. And when you get rid of flesh from your body, there's going to be pus, there's going to be blood. They're removed with the help of bacteria and fungi. I'm making a mess over here. And there's going to be pain, blood, diarrhea, those sorts of symptoms. Some of you might be dealing with some conflict active symptoms, but that's the basics for IBS, colitis, and Crohn's. It is something that is hard to digest, and we're stuck in the healing phase. So we've already resolved it to some extent, but we're still spiritually wounded, and we see reminders of this conflict every single day. So if you eat a piece of bread and you react to it, there's a few things that could be going on here. You still fully haven't resolved the food track, so we need to work on convincing ourselves that this food is safe, and this might take a week or two. You also might be resolving a track or a conflict relapse. So always observe. So when you're sitting on the toilet and you have diarrhea, and your knee-jerk reaction is to blame food, instead you want to go, what did I get emotional about today? And don't eat, we need to be thankful for these symptoms. Oh, great, I have diarrhea. I'm getting rid of extra gut cells. Those are gut cells that I don't need anymore. Great, awesome. I wonder what I resolved today. What did I get emotional about today? And I'm going to work on that today. I'm going to think about that. And, ask God what to do about it, meditate on it, whatever you want to do. How do I perceive this thing as safe? How do I not get emotional about this thing that made me emotional today? That's it. It's that simple. I know. I don't know how to make it any simpler, guys. I tell everyone to do that. That's what you need to do. Okay. So yeah, guys. eat it. It's fine. I had like half a pizza last night. I'm probably gonna eat 2 or 3 pieces this morning, and today I'm gonna go out and go to a restaurant and go to a coffee shop, have some coffee, have a little bit of coffee, have whatever, uzvar and borscht and whatever. It's not the food, it's how I perceive the food and things that are make me emotional in life. What do you get emotional about? Are you having problems in a relationship with your parents, with your kids, with your spouse, with your boyfriend or girlfriend? What is making you emotional? Record what makes you emotional and perceive it as safe. Ask God how to fix it. Consult scripture. All right, guys, that's all I got for you guys today. We're pretty much sold out. We're pretty much all of our seats are full in the course right now. I'm gonna have to take down that page soon because we're at capacity right now. I'm still working on getting the ebook, the workbook live. I know I'm talking with my mouth full. I know you guys love that. I'm sorry, but yeah, guys, that's all I got for you. Leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to answer them all. And I really do appreciate your comments. It helps me come up with content because I kind of get a little bored talking about the same thing over and over again. But it's important. You've heard this crazy holistic mindset a million times, and you're just going to have to hear this new perspective, a million times to learn it. So I'm here for you guys. Ask your questions, and I'll repeat myself until you guys get it. But from slightly different angles, slightly different perspectives, so that it gets run home. And, I went through the same process too. Someone as crazy as me as I am about gut health, it even took me a while. Like your brain, it's so different. Your brain has trouble. Your brain can't switch gears that fast. It just can't. It's so different. But it makes a lot of sense when you do get it. So, all right, guys. Bye-bye.